Hi, welcome back to Parent Resources. If this is your very first time watching, the idea is pretty simple. Every single month, we bring you a short video that has an idea, an insight, or some kind of illustration to help you as you're parenting and working to help your kids become lifelong followers of Jesus. Now, the video is short because you're busy. We get it. However, that means you may have some more questions about how do I do this, or what does that look like, and how does it work in my family and in my situation. And with that in mind, we plan every month a short meeting. You'll get an email each month that lets you know when there's a meeting for parents who have kids in the exact same place in life as you do. And this is your chance to get together with other people and talk about the stuff you're struggling with, ask questions about how to implement the stuff we've talked about, and just get more in depth and encouragement and prayer together as we work to make this happen. So this month, we're talking about rhythm and Chipotle and Starbucks. Yeah, these are here for more than just my lunch. They're here because they have a great point about rhythm and options and choice. See, everyone probably likes at least one of the two of these, if not both, though you don't often see them together like this. That is at least until Chipotle takes my ideas for breakfast burritos seriously. But did you know that Starbucks has over 80,000 different drink combinations you can order? Chipotle advertises over 65,000 different menu options you can combine to create your meal. Now, no matter how much you like either one of these, that's a lot of options to get through. In fact, so much so that you could go time after time and never run out of new options. And so if you're like me, you probably, just get the usual. For me, it's a Doppio Espresso Macchiato, if you were wondering. You see, there's this interesting thing that happens when it comes to choices. We like to think of them as these really great and freeing things, but there's something known as the paradox of choice. And what it means is that when we have too many choices, our minds get overwhelmed and it starts to cause anxiety and even stress in our lives. And to help with that, our brains work to clarify and simplify as many choices and options as possible. And so when we go to Starbucks and we're faced with 80,000 different options, it feels overwhelming. And when I start to feel that stress, I just go, you know what? I liked what I got last time. I'll just stick with it. Over time, this becomes a pattern, becomes the rhythm we live in. Now, that's not bad in and of itself. In fact, I'm a big fan of my usuals. However, that's not the only places that we can get overwhelmed with choices and options. When it comes to raising our children, we are faced with options and we make choices for them every single day. In fact, there are sometimes so many options coming at us, it can feel overwhelming and cause a bit of anxiety. And so for a lot of us, what we do is we just go with the usual and we do what we've always done. Specifically, this is the time of year when for a lot of families, we're making decisions about what the next season of life will look like. We're signing up for sports and clubs and new school years, and we're getting everything set, and we're looking at how many nights a week and how many different places will someone or somebody's be going. And the easy thing to do is to go with the usual. Now, for a lot of us, what the usual is to pick as many of those choices and fill as many of those hours as we can. We know we can't do everything, but no one's going to say that we didn't at least try. And so we put in as many activities as a day will hold, and we drive as many miles as a minivan will go in a given week to put as much into our kids' lives as we can because we don't want them to miss out on anything. And it's all good stuff. Everything from the football to the ballet to the online bird watching symposium. It's all really awesome stuff, truly. But what if I said we need rhythm in our lives? What would it look like to have rhythm? You see, rhythm is a pattern of action and rest. Action and rest. With no rest, there is no rhythm. And so many times the usual in our lives is to have absolutely no rest in our families. I want to encourage you to think about what it would look like for your family to schedule a rest regularly to be together into your lives for this next season. Now, I know that's going to be hard, doing something other than the usual. If you don't believe me, just try ordering something different next time you're in Chipotle. But what if it would really help your family to grow, to have a place to rest? Maybe you commit to having dinner together twice a week. Maybe it's as simple as saying Thursday night is game night. Saturday morning is for pancakes. I don't know what it looks like for you, but find a place where you can rest and simply be together. You need it. Your kids need it. You need a place where you can speak into their lives. Your preschooler needs a place where you can actually listen to some of the 500 questions they ask every day and take a stab at answering maybe at least half of them. Your school-age kid, they need a space where mom and dad actually watch this. Your middle schooler needs to know that they still matter to you. Your high schooler needs to see you modeling what's most valuable and showing them what's truly important in life. You need a place where you can just check in on how everybody's doing and get a pulse on what's happening with your family when they're not running 100 miles an hour. Now, I know that sounds really, really simple. Have dinner together, eat some pancakes, play some board games. Some of you are about to stop watching altogether for this because you saw Parent Resource and you thought, awesome, I could use a resource because you know what? My 8-year-old will not stop talking back to me, and I just found out that there's drugs in my kid's middle school, and my high schooler is driving and dating this year, and I'm like a freaked out mess here, and I don't know what to do with all of it, so resource me, please. And you watched for 3.5, 4 minutes already, and you're saying, you know what? All he's got is have pancakes. The simple stuff matters. Look, every single week won't be an intense, in-depth conversation with your kids. But when the big stuff comes, you'll be glad you already have a space to speak into their lives. You'll be glad there's already a rest and a break coming, where as a family you can gather, regroup, and address the tough issues. You'll be glad there's a place where you can see if your 8-year-old's anger is getting any better. You'll be glad there's a space already built into your life where you can talk to your middle schooler about drugs. You'll be happy that there's a place where you can come and sit and lay some groundwork for driving and dating with your high schooler. Instead of trying to fit it in everywhere else, there's space and there's rhythm for the important conversations. So I know it sounds simple, but sometimes simple things have a bigger impact than we could ever imagine. So we want to encourage you to take a look at what that might look like. And if cooking dinner for everyone sounds like an overwhelming and daunting task on top of having those conversations, you can always go get burritos. You know what everybody likes anyway. Thanks for watching. We hope to see you soon.